Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Eric King, and in today's video I wanted to talk with you guys really about a topic that's come up from time to time when I work with my clients, when I talk to friends and family, or when I run into people, right? It might be at the gym, it might be at the grocery store, but the topic is, what do I do, or what is it that you do as part of your morning routine or when you wake up? So what I'd like to do, and I broke it down on this whiteboard today, is just take you through what a typical day in the life of, or morning in the life of me, what it looks like. And it's usually about 1 hour, and I call it FHR, so it's the first hour routine. And it's really just a time for me to focus on myself, right? To start the day, really putting myself on the right path, mentally, physically as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that also, and emotionally. So I start my day by limiting what it is that can distract me mentally, physically, emotionally, and I really try to focus my attention on the input, putting things into my mind and my body and my emotions that are going to elevate me for the rest of the day. And obviously, every day is not going to be the same type of routine. You could be traveling, you could be with friends and family, you could have kids, you could be, in a different time zone, out of your element. But the point is it's extremely important to have some kind of routine that you stick to almost every single day. So I'm going to kind of walk you through what mine typically looks like. And again, it varies just depending on my schedule. But the beginning of my day first starts with just something simple as a bottle of water. So I wake up, and a lot of people don't realize this, but when you sleep, whether it's 7, 8, 9 hours, 4 or 5 hours, doesn't make a difference. You get dehydrated. So when you sleep, you get dehydrated. So the first thing I do is just have a 16-ounce bottle of water. In the morning, I like to have mine room temperature just because it's easier for me to drink faster. I don't like drinking cold water. So I drink room temperature water first thing in the morning. And then when I do that, I actually take, and this is just for me, but I take, depending on how you want to pronounce it, nootropics, I take a mental performance supplement in the morning. It's called Qualia. It's right, actually, the bottle's right here, but it's just to enhance and to promote mental health and focus and clarity. So there's a lot of things that you can do to have more energy and focus and feel more productive and have more purpose throughout the course of your day, which is the 4 basic things. And the most important, but often I think overlooked most often, is drinking water, getting enough sleep, so 7 to 8 hours of sleep, having a healthy diet, and exercising regularly. So those 4 things, or those 4 areas, typically will give you more energy and allow you to be more focused and concentrated throughout the course of your day. But sometimes your day, your week, your month catches up with you. So I like to just, give myself the highest probability to maximize my performance each day by starting with a bottle of water and then having the nootropics supplement in the morning. So that's the first thing that I do. Next, I'll spend about 10 minutes just doing a very simple breathing and gratitude exercise. And typically I like to do that in a room where it's still dark and it's quiet. So I could break this down real simply because it's nothing advanced, it's nothing too complicated, but I like to spend about 5 minutes just breathing. So I'll sit down, I'll relax. I like to usually sit up and try to sit Indian style if my legs allow me to do that. And I'll spend 5 minutes just breathing. So I'll breathe in through my nose and hold for a count of 5, and then I'll just breathe out through my mouth. So it'll be, and I just do that for 5 minutes. And I just, again, breathe in, hold for 5 seconds, breathe out. Hold in or breathe in for 5 seconds, and then breathe out. So I do that just to get energy and oxygen flowing through my body, and obviously into my mind, into my brain as well too. And then I'll just practice, gratitude. And typically I like to, for gratitude, focus on 2 areas of my life that are more significant that I want to focus on with gratitude. So it might be something I'm working on, a project, or it might be, health, right? Because without your health, without mind and body, you don't have anything. So obviously, if I'm working on a project or something I'm passionate about, but also, your health is so important. So I share gratitude for that. And I might say it internally, I might say it out loud, but I usually pick two things that are more significant and then one thing that's less significant. So, it could be, it's a sunny day outside, or I like to have coffee. So I'm thankful for this cup of coffee or multiple cups of coffee that I'm about to drink today. So it could be anything, but something that really sets the tone for the day and obviously sets your mindset on track for that day, something positive. So that's what I like to focus on, the breathing exercise and then showing some gratitude, two areas that are of significant importance, and then one that is, I wouldn't say less significant, but it's nice to have something big and small that you are grateful for each day to focus on. Next, again, this is just my personal preference. It's a morning mobility exercise. So I like to take one of those, kind of those exercise pads, those nice comfortable pads that you can lay on. And I'll spend maybe 15 minutes just going through a core exercise and a chest exercise that I like to do in the morning. So what I'll typically do is 4 sets or 4 rounds of 25. So I'll do 25 push-ups and then I'll do 25 sit-ups or core exercise for 25 reps. And then I'll go back to push-ups again, 25 more push-ups, 25 more reps for my core for ab exercise. Again, 25 push-ups, back to abs, and then the last round, 25 push-ups, back to abs. But it's not a significant workout, but what it does is it really gets my mind and my body flowing and it gets me moving. So when you take, for me at least, drinking water, breathing and relaxing your mind, practicing gratitude, and then you start moving your body, that's the perfect formula for me to get my day started. So I like to do that in the morning as well too. And what I'm thinking as I'm filming this video right now is I'll probably add some more details on each of these areas that I practice and maybe a few links if you might be interested in taking a look at a video or seeing kind of how I focus my attention on each exercise and how I really work into each exercise. And then the last piece for me is journal and setting my priorities for the day. So I like to have 2 core priorities that are the most important things for me to accomplish during my day so that I feel the most purposeful and I feel like I have the most productivity and I'm working towards something as well too. So typically for me, what I like to do is journal the night before, because for me, it allows me to go to bed with peace of mind and wake up with a peace of mind knowing that I'm organized and I have my priorities in place for the day on what I really want to focus on. So you go to sleep knowing you're organized for the next day, you have peace of mind, and then you wake up and then you're able to focus right on what it is that you want to work on and how you're going to achieve those goals for the day. So that's what I like to do in terms of kind of the 4 steps. Again, water, nootropics, breathing and gratitude, morning mobility exercise, and then just reviewing my journal and top priorities for the day. And what I don't do, and I put this at the bottom, is the first hour of the day, I don't do any of these things in red here. So I don't do phone, I don't do tech, I don't do news, I don't do email, I don't do social media, because that from the beginning puts you in a reactive state and it puts you on the defensive immediately. So if you can just imagine, if you open your phone, if you have text messages or missed phone calls or someone is asking something from you, news, I never watch news, so this is not even just the morning. This is never. News is never for me. Email, the same thing, right? You could get spam email, but you could be getting requests from people that need something from you, or if you oftentimes are opting into too many websites and blogs and programs, then you're going to get inundated with the follow-ups. And then social media, obviously, we know that that's a huge distraction. And one thing I saw recently that I really like is they say you should focus as much time on yourself during the day and check in on yourself as much as you do on social media, which I think is amazing, right? Because a lot of us can spend 80% of our day just, this or this or whatever way you want to go, but just this all day long, social media. So if you think about focusing 80% of your day on social media, if you check in as much with yourself as you do social media, then imagine what your life would be like, right? As we're swiping here, and I'm being distracted obviously by the lawnmower outside. But anyways, so that's what I do not do the first thing in the morning. And again, news is never for me. So what this does is it's kind of the methodology of input equals output, right? So what you put in, especially first thing in the morning, is what you're going to then project out, especially in the morning, but oftentimes it carries over throughout the course of your day, especially if you're putting in negative material to start your day. And the last piece, because I do have a program called the Optimized Program, which focuses on, energy focus, being productive and having more purpose, in your life and what you're passionate about and what you want to accomplish. I like to kind of set it up in a battery life form. So again, kind of an analogy like social media and checking in on yourself as much as you do social media. Battery life is how we start our day, right? So if we charge our phone first thing in the morning or overnight, when we wake up, the battery is fully charged, you're fully green on your phone for the day. And as the day goes on, as you go to a different website, as you check your email, 350 times, as you go to watch a video, you're texting, you're on phone calls, you're swiping, whatever it might be, the battery life, the more energy that you put into that, the battery life will decrease throughout the course of your day. So by the end of the day, most phones, they need to be charged again. And that's typically when you go to bed, you're charging it. So think of your life as an iPhone or an Android. Just think of your battery life that you have throughout the course of your day and where you're applying your energy and focus. Because just like technology, your brain, your mind, your body work exactly the same way. Where you focus your attention and energy, that's going to consume your battery life. So if you're going to have your battery life being consumed, you want to have it consumed the most effectively, the most efficiently each day, and not feel like you're wasting it as you go through the course of your day. And again, if people focus as much time on keeping their iPhone charged or their Android charged at full battery as they do focusing on themselves, or social media, focusing as much on yourself as you do social media, you would be amazed by the impact it has on your life and the changes that you can make and see, dramatic changes that you can see just by refocusing your attention on different areas. I mean, think about your iPhone, for example. If you're out somewhere or you're at an airport and your phone's about to die, you're like, part of my life, holy shit, you're like freaking out, right? You're freaking out that like my phone's gonna die, I'm not gonna be able to text, I'm not gonna be able to scroll through useless information that doesn't mean anything to me, that provides no value in my life, none of that stuff, but my phone's gonna die. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do when my phone dies? Well, people look at a phone and value a phone or value social media more than they do themselves. And that's what I try to teach through my coaching, through my programs, is to value yourself more so than you value things like material items or things like social media or things like a phone. Because really the most important thing to think about when you're trying to evolve and grow as an individual, as a human being, and provide more value in life and more passion and more purpose and productivity, is focusing on yourself, limiting distractions, and increase your productivity through minimizing complexity. So I'm a big proponent of, more is less, increase simplicity by removing complexity. And I feel like if you just focus on some of these, really just super simple practices each day, and even the analogies, right? The input versus output, the battery life on your phone. If you just think about life in terms of what you care about so much about today, you'd be amazed if you applied that back into yourself. So I went on at the end there, like on a little tangent there. But anyways, that is my morning routine right there. And again, I'll provide some links so you guys can check out some more of kind of my morning routine in detail and find out more information also about my program as well. I'll post this on a few different social media platforms. So it might be on YouTube, it might be on Instagram. But I would love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think about this, if it provides any value for you, or if there's anything that you'd like to implement. But also, if you have routines that you find effective and that you get results from, please feel free to share, because the more I can learn and the more that I can network and really gain knowledge from other people, the more it allows me to help other people in my life also. And I'm a lover of learning in life. So every topic that I care about, relationships, work, business, entrepreneurship, all of those topics. I'm a lover of learning, so I love learning, mindset, all of that stuff. So if there's anything that you can teach me, please feel free to drop a comment below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found value, and I will talk to you guys soon.